Hey, Don here. Well, look here what I got. I've got a new stove, and ordered it from Walmart, and it's actually going to go out in the garage. It's and I thought I'd make a little sort of a unboxing, assembly, put together, and maybe kind of sort of review video. And the reason I decided to do it really was because the unboxing part, anyway, is because, see that? I wanted to have a video of the damages to the box. Oops, about to turn over my tripod on the other side there. They're not real bad, but you know, I don't think it probably hasn't damaged it, but another spot right there. I haven't opened it yet. Still taped up. So, yeah, I mean, you know, it's not unusual, but there's more over there. That's really not anything. I noticed those holes for carrying it were already open. That's not, they usually don't see that when you get something. They're usually not punched in. Of course, whoever brought it in the house could have done that too, so I don't know, but whoever brought it in the house didn't do all that. One of the family brought it in the house, I'm sure. Let me get this back in its place. Oops, forgot what I was doing. Let me go to both cameras because I need to be able to see where I'm aiming. So at least two cameras is better than just one that's going every which way. Okay, so guess that'll be good enough for now. Oh yeah, I need to lay it down. Well, let's go ahead and open the box first, and we'll show. Oh, I did get that. Before we go any further, I'm going to get on my little close-up, just to make. I don't know how well that showed up. So let's get on the endoscope. Whoops, that's my audio that I'm talking from. Okay. Yeah, okay. Bear with me while I figure out what the heck I'm doing. I will have to, yeah, see, there's that one. It's pretty hard to aim it. Those endoscopes, they don't aim where you think they're going to. But that's that one. And then here's this one down here. I thought I didn't need any light, but I actually do. I turned the light off on it, and you have to reach over here at where it plugs in, where the USB plugs into the computer. Yes. So that's the other hole. Let's see what's in there. It's just reflecting off of something in there. That one doesn't go all the way through. And that's the other one. I don't think, you know, being that there's always foam on them and everything. The only one that concerns me is this bigger one that does go all the way through, that could actually have, yeah, see, I'm touching you can hear it, I'm touching probably the grate of the, get off this camera, I know it's horrible to look at. You know, something poked through there hard enough, I don't know, don't have any idea what poked through there, so could have been something that hit that grate on the front of this thing. So if there is any damage, I thought I'm going to make me a record of it. And let's see, I'm on, yeah. Okay, so let's get it open up, and you don't ever know with, you know, could have been something that was brought back because it was damaged or something. I mean, the tape, well, I'll tell you what, it's taped up really, really good. So I don't see any signs of tape being torn off and then reapplied, but sure it's taped up good, which is not necessarily the norm. general products. So, yeah, here we go. Yeah, see, it's got the, see, there's a good, you know, over an inch space between the front where that hole was and the grate of this thing, but let's see. I don't know how hard it's going to be to get it out of there. We'll see. Ah, not too bad at all. Oops, spoke too soon. Let's see if I can go. Oh, it gets halfway up and hangs. Oh, why? Why do you do me that way? All right, let's do what I was thinking about doing to start with. Oh, I see. These little handholds are doing that. Yeah, they're hanging it. So, yep, I'm gonna have to do both sides. It's gonna get that white junk everywhere. Okay, well I think it'd be, let's try that one more time. Yeah, now it comes right out. There's a book in there, which I might just actually resort to using in order to put it together. I think you got to put legs on it is all you got to do, but we'll see. Okay, oh, there's some screws right here. And the book. Let's see. Yeah, I figured my audio was delayed, but I didn't think it'd be that delayed. It took me forever to get set up. Well, I started setting up and I had to leave and come back I don't know how many times, and the cameras were running that whole time. The longer they run, the more they get behind. Probably should have rebooted them before I started, it looks like. Sometimes it doesn't help though. Okay, so there we go. Let's see. Legs in the styrofoam. Are you kidding me? Legs in the styrofoam, and then the rest is in other languages. Okay. Oh, legs in the styrofoam. All right, makes sense. That's a heck of a abbreviation. I thought they were saying that the styrofoam were the legs for it. Couldn't you put one more word? Legs are in the styrofoam? Just one more word and it makes sense. There's room for that. See right there? There's enough room. Could have put legs are in the styrofoam. No, that'd be too much trouble. So now what? Manufacturers are talking like these texters and can't type anything, punctuations can't type, cap the letters, can't do anything right. I'm in a bad mood now, I guess, because everything, well, it's really hot in here now. That always makes me cranky. Yep, both sides, legs in the styrofoam. But I had so much trouble getting going, it made me cranky, I guess. Okay, I didn't think about all this white styrofoam going everywhere and that I'm going to have to clean up now. Did not think about that. Okay. At least I'm feeling better than I've been feeling. That's why I haven't done anything, made any videos for probably 2 weeks or more. I've been feeling good, but we needed a heater. I think that it actually is going to look sort of nice. I mean, it's not like it's, you know, it's a little kind of a mini replica of a cast iron stove. It is made out of metal, and I got it on sale for $49. And it's got, you know, fake fireplace in there and everything. But that's not what I got it for the garage, and it was the only one. I didn't want to spend really much more than that. It's a plastic door. I didn't. And there's the controls down there inside the door. But we keep on going in the garage close to the washer to try to keep it, to keep it from freezing the water lines in the winter and from freezing the water pump and running the washer. And let's get this plastic off here. Oh, that's a big old twisty. I like good twisties. That's a good twisty. Big one. Okay. And this looks like there's some sort of maybe a little tool to go with it or something. Got the cord plugged, covered in plastic. It said it had a 4-foot cord. Yeah, let's look at the bottom of it. Oh, it's not light. So it's just going to be barely long enough to go where I want to go with it. Plug it in. But I think it'll work. I was kind of worried if it'd be long enough. Okay, so we got some sort of stuff here. So, oh, I see. It's a handle for the door. It's supposed to look like the old-timey handles. Got a screw for it. Okay, now. And then I wanted to check out. Okay, this is where the heating. Oh, it looks like it might be. Sure is long and skinny, but that looks like it might be the motor for the fan. It has a fan. And the heat comes out from here. It's supposed to be, I didn't think about getting the page up. Let's try getting the page up in the web browser right quick. So I'll show what, I've forgotten what it's supposed to be. Infrared, not ceramic. I think it's infrared, and I thought it was going to have those big long tubes in it. Let's see. Trying to figure out what's the best way for me to find it quick, because I wasn't thinking about doing this. Yeah, desktop. Okay, here we go. Oops, no, not private. I'm using the keyboard shortcuts. Control, Shift, O. I will open up the bookmarks. Heaters, space heaters. I remember that's all the how much comparison shopping I did before I bought one. My gosh, it took days. The thing is you find one that might be interesting, and then it turns out I was going to get we have one of those oil heaters in my mom's bedroom. She wanted to get a new one and then put hers in the garage, and because she knocked hers over and fell on it and bent it a little bit, and she thought she wanted a new one. There it is. But heck, you can't find one that doesn't leak and spew oil all over the house, or both. Wires burn up and liable to burn your house down. Now this is what I got. It's still on sale, $49.88. So it's called ChimneyFree Electric Infrared Quartz Stove Heater. So it's not the ceramic heater. It's quartz and infrared combination. So of course you've seen it, so there's no sense in. Well, that's just what I wanted to show. So you see it in real life. So go back to that. Now let's see if we can get it to. I'll stay on both cameras, that way I'll have a better chance of having a view that actually works for you to see what I'm doing. So, that'll be good once you get the legs on it and everything. It won't turn over too easy. The door, I'll do that last. Yeah, there's a little hole for that. You lay it on its back and look inside of it. Yeah, it's just got plastic fake logs. I knew that. Of course, you knew they weren't going to be real or anything. I mean, they weren't trying to look real. It's not like one of those gas fireplaces, where they have the logs that can stand the heat or anything like that. but it's got 1500 watt, 1000 watt, on off, thermostat. Let's see, thermostat, and oh, you can turn it has lights in there, probably LEDs. You can turn on the flame effect. It'll look like, turn it on and off, look like a fireplace. So that's what it's got. I'm gonna leave it like that if I can and show it. Yeah, because I'm gonna put my legs on there now. So my screws are right here. Let me get them off of there. Checking my view again of the cameras. Normally when I'm making a video I can just glance up and see because I'm facing the computer, but I'm not facing the computer today. You ever had one of those, a staple remover? Those are one of the best tools ever made for that. The only one I ever seen, ever tried, or ever saw that made for that. But my legs, let's see, I was going to get the book. Let's get the legs out first. Okay, here's the legs. Well, hopefully it will work and it doesn't have to go back. Oh, that's the other thing on Walmart. It sells just as much stuff from other suppliers as just about as much as Amazon now. So you got to watch because some of their return, it's not like on Amazon you can pretty well, they kind of watch out for you and make sure there's not any weird rip-off return policies, but shoot, on Walmart it could be anything. So a lot of them I wouldn't buy them just because of the return policy. You end up spending as much as this heavy product like this, and you spend as much as it costs to send it back if it's bad. And some of them, I mean, they had some ridiculous rip-off things. I don't remember the names of any of them, but I definitely didn't buy them. I made sure this one came shipped, came through Walmart itself, so that if it was bad, I could just take it back there. I hate doing that, but those legs are plastic. That's not. I kind of wish they were metal, but they're not. So let's see. Before we go hog wild putting it together, I never really liked to. I used to never really read instructions on things like this, but now it'll be upside down, but we'll just flip through the book. You won't really, probably can't read it anyway. I guess I'll try. Now if I switch, I'll probably forget. Just leave it. It's not like you can be able to read it. It's going to be upside down. So we'll look through the book. It actually has a real book. And it's not very big writing, but I can just make out the bigger text. Yeah, thermostat. We'll go through that later. And let's see, thermostat, heater switch, power, flame brightness. Yeah. So the one that has kind of a diagram of a flame. Oh, there's the legs put on deal. That's what I was looking for. Okay, attach the handle. Put the legs on there. I just want to make sure there wasn't some sort of thing you had to hook up in the the heating part of it, or a lot of things have some sort of tab that you got to pull. Usually things with batteries, but I'll look through this a little more detail later. Okay, there's a bulb. It's not an LED, it's a regular bulb. Looks like an appliance bulb or something. There's your bulb replacement instructions there. Looks like you got to take those plastic logs out to do that. So basically I'll just kind of look it over and make sure there's not any loose screws. Okay, the rest of it's in different languages, so that's it for the instructions. So I think we can go ahead and put our legs on there. Looks like they're all identical. Let's make sure. Yeah, I think so. I don't see a left and a right. I didn't see anything. I didn't read every word. I just glanced at it because it really does look very simple. Famous last words, huh? But let's make sure there's no left and right on them or anything, front and back or anything like that. Using my magnifying glass with the light so I can see. Let's see. I'll just liable to knock them off if I start stacking them up there while I'm working anyway. Okay. Maybe we won't have any aggravation. Okay, let's see. There we go. How many screws do we got to put in it? That's a lot of screw holes. Let's check out one of these screws and see. Oh, I get to use my new scissors. I got me some new scissors the other day. Yeah, there you go. They're all right. They're Scotch brand scissors. I mean, that only makes sense, I guess. You make tape, you might as well make something to cut it with. Get it on all that. And what I was thinking is, yeah, that other set of holes is this is a little ratchet screwdriver. I love this thing. It's great for doing little things in the house and stuff. Keep it in here. Yeah, there we go. I'm wondering, I'm not going to go through that much trouble. I wanted to see how hard it was to get those in there. They're not that easy. My screwdriver may be too fat. So pre-starting them like that may be a good idea. Yeah, those 3 holes are too big for these screws. So let's just try one. I just put it, it's got a tab there to put it in. I may have to use, yep. That's no way that's going in there. So maybe I'm going to have to do that. Well, that one in the corner, I think I'm going to have to pre-start it, and then I can use my little bitty long pointy screwdriver. Let's go ahead and I won't, since that one's already been ran once, I won't use it to start one with again. I got a cordless screwdriver. It wouldn't be really, probably strip this mess out. But my cordless screwdriver batteries are dead now, so I can't use it at all anymore. There's that one. I don't think I have a magnet on this screwdriver anymore. Maybe a little bit. It's not holding on very good, but yeah, I can get to those. I'll get them started and then, yeah, that's good. This gives you plenty of power, but it doesn't, you know, you can feel it when you get to the bottom, so you won't likely to strip it out. I can't see down in there. There we go, but I can feel it when yeah, since that one's already started, I can do it with this little, I mean, it's long, but it's a small diameter. There we go. So that looks like I just accidentally figured out a good sequence there to do that in. Yeah, because they're, you know, give some pretty good resistance when you first time you put them in without pre-tapping them. They're not, well, I guess they're sheet metal screws. They're not self-tapping screws. They don't have a little drill on the end. Of course, there's already a hole there. You don't need to drill a hole, but if you did have trouble with these, you could always go up a hole size and use those self-drilling screws. As long as they're not too long where you hit anything in there. But yeah, see, that's pretty good little, you know, work. There we go. So that one, we'll save it to put back in that same hole. get me 2 more. Oh, darn heater's running again. It's burning me up. Can't breathe in here. Dang it. I guess moving even a little bit. Well, I've been running around doing back and forth for the last couple hours. So what is it? It's 77.2 in here, but when that heater comes on, it feels like it's 85. I got the window open about 6 inches. Maybe I ought to open it some more. Dang it. Okay. I was trying to make sure what I was showing. Okay. Yeah, it just doesn't have the magnetism that'll hold the screws. That really helps when you got a screwdriver that'll do that. I don't think I have one in here that'll do it. Darn it. Maybe I think I do have one. I just thought of it. It probably won't let me start to screw with it. We'll see. It's not very big. It's not as big around. Oh, it won't hold it either. I think that other one will, but I don't think I can. No? Are those? Surely those aren't aluminum screws. No, they're not. It's just they're just too heavy for that. Well, if I get it held on to just right, I can do it the old-fashioned way. When I was a kid, didn't know anything about magnetized screwdrivers, and didn't till I accidentally ran into one that was already magnetized. But so I did it like that right there. Once I learned about once I learned how to magnetize screwdrivers, that was really cool. And I won't go into that right now, but it involves a car battery and a piece of wire. But I think I've actually showed that in a couple of my videos last summer I was working on my truck and I needed to, it'll magnetize them for a pretty, year or so usually. Then they'll get weak. And anyway, I needed one magnetized, re-energized, so I did one. I don't remember. Well, that video is actually not on YouTube yet. It's still, haven't uploaded them yet. But see if I can get in there to turn that. It might, with those things kind of leaning. Yeah, it'll just make it. No, it won't. Let's see. Well, let's go ahead and get these down a little bit, and then, oh wait, that would just make it harder. Okay. I don't think it'll go in there. Or I just ain't hitting it. I think I'm just not hitting it. Oh, it won't go. It just won't make it. I mean, I'll probably have a screwdriver in the garage that, well, I don't know, this one fits good. I might have one that would, I don't know if I got anything actually that's that small. I mean, I don't have anything that small around in that. I've got one screwdriver out there that's really, really long blade on it, but it's not, it's for big screws. Not small screws. So I don't think I actually have anything that would do any better than this. It's not like I'm building a rocket, so I don't guess it'll matter. It's not a rocket stove. It's electric. Just an electric. Oh yeah, those. I was going to make sure the ones that, yeah, that's tight. You never know with stuff. Sometimes you can, lots of times you can find at least 1 or 2 loose screws. There's one that's stripped out. It looks like all the real work's in it's down here in the bottom. So if you didn't want all this extra junk in your way, you could probably take this off of here and have your heater. It's really kind of just like a bathroom exhaust heater screwed to the bottom of a decorative box. if it works good, it's supposed to be able to warm. I don't think it will do it, but it's supposed to be able to warm 1,000 square feet. Of course, it's only 1,500 watt max, but I think with the quartz and infrared combination, evidently, I've never had an infrared heater before, so I don't know how well they work, but I did figure out that you don't want that all by itself because it would not warm the room up enough or fast enough. And the ceramic, they've got ceramic alone, they've got ceramic and quartz, I think they have ceramic and infrared. So they got all kinds of combinations you can choose from now. But just infrared, and then the oil heaters, which I thought some of them had fans, but evidently I couldn't find any that did. But the infrared ones, I mean the oil ones work. The one that my mom has in the room, she really likes it. We have central heat and air, so you're not trying to heat the house with them, you know. But she gets cold, so it works just right for her room to just keep her from, you know, it's one of the farthest rooms away from the. Well, she shuts her door, so she gets no return air. Is what happens. She shuts her door and puts a towel under it to keep the light from coming in, so she gets no return air. So she don't get the heat that she should be getting. And of course we have carpet, so that kind of restricts the return air too. When the house was built, there was no carpet down in this part of the house, so the doors have just enough space under them without carpet to be just right. But and of course I get too hot in here, so you know there's enough space under the door. It's not much. It goes from about maybe 3/4 to 3/8. One side is 3/4, about the other side it's about 3/8. It's got enough airflow, and of course air goes around the doors too. They're not sealed. They're not outside doors. Of course, our outside doors aren't sealed that great either. Even though I worked on them quite a bit the last couple of years ago and tried to seal them up. That darn old foam stick-on weather seal, it starts peeling off about as fast as you put it on. Anyway. I think this time I will try putting this on. Well, I can see the hole with it leaning back like that. Maybe I can get it started and then. I think it's crooked. I don't know if that was such a good idea or not. I think I got it crooked. There. I think I got it this time. You don't really want to get it cross-threaded from the way you had it the first, you know, when I pre-threaded it. I'm trying to do it the same. If it's too hard to turn, then you probably aren't going, you're leaning it a little bit from the way you had it the first time you did it. So, I'll try to put the screw back in the bag. There's 2 extras here in this set. That's good. Well, I hate when my magnets aren't working. It's really aggravating. Didn't realize that they had got that weak on here. I usually only use this for really light screws, like on computers and stuff. There we go. Okay. Get those 2 started, and then I'll see about my. My back one. I'm trying to loosen it up and start again. Maybe I got a feeling I wasn't. This is pretty straight on to it, and I got a feeling I wasn't straight on that when I did it a while ago. I could try one of those other screws. Maybe this one's got some metal stuck in it or something. Come out. coming. Just one screw wants to give me trouble. Oh, it's not. Yeah, see, normally if your screw's not threaded in at all, then it would just, the magnet would pick it up. And the magnets seem to be weak. All of them do. See if this needle nose will get it. There we go. Yeah, I think maybe there's a little metal on it. We'll look at it. Okay, let's see. Not a lot. But I did see, I see a shiny spot right there. I think that's what's doing it. I think a little bit of that metal. And of course with that other screwdriver, it wouldn't really be a problem, but with that little narrow one, I can't get a good grip on it. And I love this part, this feature of it, but it's also that little red part there. I'm trying to get it back in the front camera. That little red part, see, I can spin the screwdriver. So you put it in the palm of your hand and you can turn the screwdriver. It's great for most things, but in this spot, it's not helping. Normally it helps a lot. I think maybe that's going to be all right now. So thanks for the extra screws. That's good. Normally you lose one somewhere and you need it, but yeah, that got it. Okay, that's what it was. There was just a little metal on there from me running it through first time. But in this situation with the tools I got, that's definitely the way to do it though, because I would never be able to twist that screw through there with that leg in the way without going and having some other kind of a long screwdriver that I really don't think I even have one that would do the job. It'd have to be, you know, long shank with the handles up here like that. I don't have one that would fit these screws that I can think of. So we did get it done. That one was kind of loose. I'm tightening up the screws in the case. Yeah, that one actually, it wasn't stripped, it just wasn't completely tight. Okay, so now this is going to be in the garage, so, and everybody still up running around, so I'm not going to go running through the house making a video. Making them be in a video they don't want to be in. So, oh, there's screws up there. Let's see. Open the door, see if I can check those. It's all right. That one's stripped, I think. Yeah. Yeah, that's metal with painted on wood. That's plastic. Very, very easy to mess up. Plastic. And I don't know. I don't know what you take apart if you're gonna replace that light bulb in there. But where is that light bulb? It's evidently behind this. There's a grate. I can feel it. Plastic, I think. Yeah. See, there's no heat up in here. It's just the light. The heat is only down here. This is the heater. I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, that's the heater. It's the heater, and this is just for looks. So let's get our little handle. And that bag is not a resealable, but this other bag is. So I'll save my extra screws in this bag here. Once I get, there's a screw in here that's supposed to go with that handle. I don't know if that handle turns or what. Let's see. Where's that screw? Oh, there it is. I can see it. I don't know if it's the same exact kind of screw or not. I think it is. Oh, it's shorter. Same kind of screw, but it's shorter. I was in the picture a while ago by a good guess. Now I can't get in it again. But yeah, so the shorter one goes on the, that's why they're separated. So those there's three little dots, kind of tell you where to put it. There's a square hole and 3 round holes. I'm trying to figure out ahead of time instead of just trying to put it on there. Let's see. Yeah, there's no latch. Oops. Oh, it's a magnet, and there's a sticky thing on there to keep it from. Yeah, I don't know if you can see that magnet or not. Maybe I'll show it. You know what? That might have supposed to stayed on there, and it just came off on me. Let's see. Well, I don't know if they intended you to take it up. I guess it's a magnet. But it's a little, I stuck it on the plastic bag there. It's just a little piece of cardboard or something with gluey stuff on it. Stuck it on there. It just came off in my hand when I touched it. So I don't think, yeah, there's no, it's a plexiglass. Well, that's glass. No, I think, you know what, I can't tell. No, I think that's real glass. It sounds like glass when you tap on it, and it looks like the edges are sharp, so I'm not going to test that out. Okay. That handle, oh, I guess it goes like that. Yeah, I think it does only go one way. Of course, normally they would turn on a real stove. I wouldn't want it out there, or you'd get hung on it every time you got near it. So I guess that's it. One of those is really short. You know what I think? Let me look at that. I can't see it good enough, so let's everybody look at it. Yeah, one of those is super short. This one. No, yeah, this one. And this one is, yeah, that one's kind of square. The other two are more round. Tell you the truth, I think that one might be just about broke off. And I didn't break it. I didn't, twist on it or do anything. So I can't tell if it's broke or made that way, really. It's kind of hard to tell. Get up. It doesn't matter where I get on this keyboard. It's got all that wear on it. It looks terrible. Let's look it over here. I'm trying to get somewhere where I can be still. There. You know, you can tell one of them's really short. It may have been made that way, but I don't know why it would have been. I don't see any reason for it to be short like that. Because there are no, careful, my cable's going to knock everything off of my computer up here. There's no, whoa, sorry. There's no shallow holes in there. This is the hardest part of the whole thing, I think. It's not a big deal. I didn't want to put it on there and have to take it off. I just wanted it the way it worked best. But yeah, those holes go all the way through every one of them. So, but there's an extra hole. But there's only one square hole. So you really don't have no choice but to put that square peg in the square hole. So that's what I was talking about. Oh, and this little, that's what I was thinking was a magnet. It doesn't seem to want to, yeah, okay, it's just not a real strong magnet. It is a magnet. So that little piece of cardboard with the sticky stuff on it, I think it was just to maybe keep it from rubbing the paint off or something until you get it, you know, until people get them home. So yeah, I'm about to get my screws mixed up, but I think, okay. Probably if you stuck the long one in there, you'd end up, I gotta turn it around or do something so that my right hand is the one turning the screw. I know that much. Oh, right hand, other right. Okay. Now, that'll do now. Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna try this one if maybe it'll hold it. Okay. Get this on there in the right place. Okay, so the square peg goes in the square hole. All right. Yeah, I guess that's the way they're intended. Yeah, you couldn't do it different, I don't think. Not only does the square, you know, the other, I mean, there's one hole that's round, but it's a little bigger that you think maybe I could put it in there, but then the other ones don't match up. So, it's just to simulate an actual handle that turns on a wood stove that would turn and lock it in place. At least from what I remember, I haven't bothered with touched a wood stove in many, many years. But it seems like I remember a lot of these style of wood stoves had a turning latch. Yeah, don't over tighten any of this stuff because, oh, I didn't have it all. It wasn't screwed in all the way. It felt like it was, but it wasn't. I hope it got it in there straight. I think it might not have been. I backed up and then went back again. Just get them tight enough so that the little handle's not wiggling on there. Oh, I mean, it's not going to be. Of course, it's a spring handle, but that's plastic. This is spring metal. So, you know, actually, maybe that'll keep you from breaking it off of there. That's the first thing I think would happen is that it get broke off of there, because that's just plastic. It does have a brass insert, so that's what you do. Okay. Has a brass insert, so at least you're not just screwed into plastic. But sometimes those inserts come out easier than a screw would. They don't get them in there good. So, let's see. Leave our tools up there for now. Okay. Now, I definitely, see, with the heat down here at the bottom, I really wouldn't be comfortable using this one on a carpet. And so, you know, like I said, it's going in the garage and it's concrete floor. But all your heat's coming out down there. That's pretty close to the carpet. So we had one that had more space between where it was a quartz heater, I guess, yeah, with the wrong round rods. We have two, we still have them, there's two of them we used for years, and they would heat up the carpet so much that you worried that it's going to catch it on fire. And they had, you know, they were about that high off the carpet. They were like 8 inches or whatever. So this one with the heat just dumping out right here, which I want it because that'll be close to the washer, the ground, and work its way up the side of the washer. I mean, I'm not going to put it, hopefully I won't have to put it close to the washer. And those little bitty ones that we've been using, got a milk house heater out there now, and it just ain't worth the crap. It's 1500 watt, but it don't put out nothing. It doesn't blow enough to do any good. It's not a quartz, so I think it's the old metal ribbon style of heating element. Now, I don't know if I got a place I can plug this in here is the thing. That wouldn't blow a breaker. I've got extension cords all over the place here for my cameras, but I'm not gonna run it on an extension cord. I've got a really big extension cord out in the garage that I'm going to try to run it on. Since it only goes up to 1500 watts, even if I can't run it on 1500, I should be able to run it on 1000. I'd probably rather do that unless it's supposed to, the garage, you know, it's 400 or 500 square feet, the whole thing. And this is supposed to do 1,000 square feet, so, you know, it might actually keep the garage, you know, the whole garage above freezing, maybe. I mean, that's all we want is keep it above freezing. It'd be nice if you could go out there and pill around and be comfortable, but it's not that big a deal, you know. We have the other milk house heater, and we have a couple others, but they're old and they don't work good anymore. They're really dangerous to use. They overheat, but well, the one anyway. I won't go into all the other heaters, but I like the quick. I like to always have like toggle switches, either these kind or I like the old metal kind, but I like these kind too. Should light up, but just get off of that camera and maybe you can see what I'm talking about a little better. Whoops, wrong one. There we go. So yeah, this is the thermostat right there, and I almost kind of, you know, they have some that'll have a thermometer that will check the temperature of the room. But what I read about them is people said, well, they're not right, and they're like 10 degrees off. So evidently they're checking the temperature right there where the thermometer. You know, it's not like one of those kind that can check the temperature a few feet away from the object. It's not like I don't know if they're a laser or what. But anyway, that's your 1,000 watt. I guess you flip them both up if you want, or down, whichever way it is. I think they would be up if you want 1,500 watts, and then that's the on-off switch. But I don't know. To me, the 0 would be on and the minus would be off, but I don't know there what's what. And this is the little effects. I can show that. I'd like to go out there. I can carry one of my cameras with me and plug it in out there. I really don't. I've got so much computers and everything plugged in here. I really don't think I don't have anywhere to plug it in. I can't get to a wall plug in here very well. I'll go see if anybody's in the other part of the house, you know, between here and the garage, and maybe I'll just carry it out there. Plug it in. Let's see. Let me check my live stream and make sure I'm not talking to myself. But I started to say I'll plug it in and turn on the lighting effects, but that's even hard to do, so I won't do that either right now. Okay. Let me check my live stream first. I'm on desktop. No. Let's get on desktop. See, it took me about an hour to do that. Okay, looks like I'm still good. It shows to be a good, healthy stream. There we go. My preview finally caught up with where I was at, or now it's caught up. Okay, so we're still good. Let's make sure we still got sound and everything. We're still good. It shows to be a good, healthy. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's just go do that then. I'll put it like that. And leave it on the heater, and I'll just leave the camera where it is until I see if the coast is clear. I don't want to surprise anybody with the camera. Okay. One time not long ago, I was making a video, and I was in there, and everybody was asleep, I thought, and I was making a video in the living room, and then my mom came in there to ask me something, and she got on the camera a little bit without even knowing it. Yeah, I hear people in the kitchen. Okay. Yeah, coast ain't clear, so. Actually, going in there, I would probably, my audio and video I might lose it. Just remembered. Well, right there where I'm going to put it, it would probably work. But every time I try to take the cameras that far from the router, it doesn't work. But this is a new router, but I haven't done any tests to see if it'll work. Let me see. Yeah, I don't have a plug that I dare plug it into that I can get to. I mean, there's a couple. I could plug it into one of the wall plugs, okay. There's one over there. Let's see. But I've got stuff in the way. I moved a lot of my stuff over this way, or I'm going to over here, so that I could make my video without it all junking up my video. Yeah, there's an open plug. But I can't set it over here without moving everything under the sun. So there's no sense in me doing that in the middle of a video. So I think that the best thing for me to do is to stop this video, stop this stream, set it up in the garage, and if by that time, maybe I can, start a new stream and do the startup of the stove and everything. I mean, I want to show whether or not it works, right? Yeah. I'll get it set up in the garage and then show it that way. Okay. It's done, and that's it for my unboxing and installing the legs on this little stove. I've already forgot what it's called. Oh, where's my book? It's got ChimneyFree is the brand. It's a CFI-470-04. That's the model. CFI-470-04. Their website is TSICustomerservice.com. Okay. All right. So yeah, I'll end this and then try to come back here in a little bit with it plugged in and everything. All right. Bye.